Hello, hello, my dear plannerets. How are you? Happy new week for those of you that's going to start your week. It is Monday, the 10th of November here in Sydney, Australia, 5 a.m. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning for wherever you are in what parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, if you watch my recent live, I did a silent plan with me. Okay, with no chatting, was just music and me doing my planner setup. Today, we're going to be chatty. Okay, everyone's still asleep, and so I can talk as much as I want. So if you are ready, grab your planner, grab your coffee or your favorite beverage, and come along and have a nice chat with me in the live chat if you're here. And of course, if you are watching on replay, type in the comments section as well. I am ready. So if you're ready, let us go. Okay, now I've got to see if I'm actually plugged in. I didn't hear anything on my. No, I'm not. See, hopefully you heard the music, the little sound effect. Thank you so much. All right, so it is a new week here where I am in Sydney. Wherever you are, let me know where are you tuning in from. So let us first check out who's here in the live chat with us. Already seeing some wonderful names. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Whoop. Let's go back here. Which button am I pressing? This one. Hello, Susan. Nice to see you. Cindy as well. Hello, Marianne. And the Plannerettes. Thank you so much for joining. Sheila, Positive Changes. Hello, nice to see you again. Hope you had a good weekend. I did have a lovely weekend. We'll chat more about the weekend I've had. And so thank you so much for joining. Tamara, Mama Mitdad, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. Good evening, everyone. Brenda, hello, my dear friend. Thank you so much for joining. Tracy is here. Hi, Marianne. Hi, ladies. Excellent. I love it. Hope always happy to see your notification that you are live. And I'm happy that you can all join me today. Thank you so much. So, yesterday, well, first of all, Switzerland is here. Yay, Switzerland! Represent, represent. What's going on? Look, let's put some of where's my little rounded corners here? Make it all pretty. There, look at that. Let's make it that all pretty. There we go. Thank you so much. Laura is here as well. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, for those of you who are new here, well, hello. I am Marianne Cresp, and here on my channel, hopefully through my own planning, habit tracking, well-being, and self-care, that you can get some inspiration for your own planning, whether you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit anxious, a little bit stressed, maybe a bit burnt out. I know a lot of us are in that situation at the moment, so hopefully we can enjoy each other's company today through my own planning. Hope it'll get you be a little bit more calm, a little bit more clear, and also creatively inspired. So, for those of you that saw my recent live, I don't even anymore now. No, was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday. I don't know. So I did a silent plan with me here where I set up my weekly spread with a new planner principle that I'm still testing out. I want to make sure that it's functioning properly, that, all the layout and the spacing are correct, especially, for my own liking, because I know when I create planner printables, it'll work well on my iPad and then I print it out and I start writing on it and things are not right. So I'm doing some testing with it at the moment. Now, if you are wanting to maybe look at it and when I do release it, let me just pop in the chat right now. If you have not yet signed up for my free weekly email newsletter, that is where I'll release or I'll reveal them when it's going to be released, and I'll also make sure to give an early bird discount for those who are part of my email subscription or email newsletter. And that'll be I normally do an early bird special for the first 24 hours of a new planner printable release. So make sure you do sign up for my email newsletter. I was just waking up during the last live. The music also lulled me back to sleep. Yes, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, the music will be nice and soothing. So I love that. Hello, Denise. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Sunday for everyone in my US counterparts. Excellent. All right. So that's what I did with the silent plan with me. So today, let me show you what I have right now. So this is what it is. So I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or you saw my YouTube community post where I was, you know, cleaning up my stash, and then I looked at my old Hobonichi. So back in end of 2023 was really the first time I discovered a Hobonichi. So I've never heard seen it before, or really delved into it, because I was more a personal size ring planner and an A5 size planner, um, uh, plannerette. But before that, I did digital planning on my iPad, and then bullet journaling in an A5 Luxstem 1917 dotted journal. And so end of 2023 was the first time I sort of looked at it. And then at the same time, there was a stationery store that opened up in the city here in Sydney. And that's when I could see what it was like. I could feel it. They had one open as a sample tester, so you could write in it. And then I searched a little bit more about it. And so, I went, oh, it's fountain pen friendly. And then, of course, I fell into the rabbit hole of Hobonichi planners. And so I thought, you know what? I'd really like to be in a one planner for the whole year. So I purchased the A5 cousin. I also purchased the weeks and also the A6. So I went like full on. And then probably May, April, May, that's when I sort of, yeah, as you can see, I missed days, and then I just use it for some journaling. And so I went, I don't think I'm the type of person who can stick to one planner. For those of you who've been with me for a while, know that I like to change things up. I get bored, or I want something new, novelty, to just spice things up. So I know that I will not stick in one planner for the whole year. However, the setup that I did, they were like drawing me in. I'm going, do I really need to buy a Hobonichi? And then I thought, maybe it's not so much the planner itself, but the grid size. So the small size, because I'm one of these, even though I tell all of you, empty space is okay in your planner, but I think my planner printables in the past are like 5 millimeter width. And I write small. So it's this a bit of spacing in between my writing. And I thought, maybe it's the grid, the size of the grid that I'm, being drawn to. And so take out my iPad, my Apple Pencil, and last 2 to 3 days, that's what I've been concentrating on. I hadn't gone outside until yesterday. So I get hyper focused with these sort of things. So I'm not diagnosed, but I think I have ADHD tendencies. So this is the inspiration that I had for the planner printable that I created. So what I did, so that's I did different what do you call it, layouts. So I'll show more as the weeks go on, as I test each and every one. Let me just make sure, pop that here. So this is actually, instead of starting from scratch and just having a grid page, is I actually created the boxes already. So essentially, if you saw my silent plan with me video, what I did is I just traced the outside frame with felt tip pen. So then that way they stood out. And then let me just quickly go back. And then I just embellished it and added color. I added, what is this? The Tombow Jaw brush pen, highlighted the columns, and then created a little notebook. So then each and every week, I think what I need is to be able to change things up, especially when I am feeling a little bit down, and I get a little bit anxious, and I know how creativity helps lift me up. And so this is one of the things that I like to do, is to have that moment to be creative, to figure out, I wonder what layout, what colors, what washi tapes, or what stickers can I use. And because I had been using my Ultimate Planner Bundle printable, you'll probably still see that again, who knows, next month. But I had been using that layout for the last a year and a half. And so I needed something new. And I always advise all of you to add spark, add joy to your planning, because if you're not happy with it, you're less likely to open it. You're less likely to open it, and you won't be planning. Oh, hang on a tick. Oh, the voice is croaky there. Hello. Let's quickly have a look. Love how they look. Thank you, Mama. Reminds me of bullet journal. Exactly. And that's what I think I miss as well. Because then sometimes I shop my own bullet journal layouts. And so I remember, doing or starting from scratch, measuring how the widths and everything. So I think that's where it was coming from. Hello, Ali. Nice to see you. Yeah, weekly setup. Whoop, whoop. Excellent. I love it. And so that is what I did. So if you missed that, the link in the description for the silent plan with me. And then I show you in real time how I drew all the boxes and the little dashes. And then along the way now, I've added my top priorities, known appointments and dates, and just added more stickers. So I'll go through that in a little bit later on. But what I want to set up for today is I did the same for my personal size planner. So as mentioned, I had purchased the Hobonichi Weeks. So I purchased two. So this one, I think, where is the other one? It's over there. But this one was more for my gratitude and my victory log, and then, journaling on this side. So I kept the horizontal and just either, wrote down quotes or positive affirmations, and also, my dreams, my what I would like to happen. And so I like this little frame that I made, and it just makes the page pop out. It stands out again. So it looks like a piece of notebook that I have, torn out of a spiral notebook. And so this is what I miss. And of course, it makes me want to go back to using the fountain pen that I purchased along, the same time that I bought the Hobonichis, because they are fountain friendly. But I know I'm not going to stick in this for the whole year. As you can see, look at that. And I don't want to waste my, and here's some other framing and box. I don't want to, because they are quite expensive. Look, that's unused pages, and I have another Hobonichi Weeks, and I have the Hobonichi A6. And so I think, creating printables that already has those borders will help me. So let me show you. So I started it just midweek this week, and so I went back and copied what I had written in my previous planner. So this is the first setup. So this is for my mood logging in the morning. So I write down how I feel and why, and here what I can do to make myself feel better. And this section, a mood graph, and my meds tracker, and then just a summary of how the week went. So I'm going to be setting up this week's one. Oh, my voice is really croaky. I have to like do my voice warm up. La 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 la. And then I'm also going to set up my, so the other page that I did that you just saw, inspired by the other page, is for my gratitude and my victory log. And I miss journaling. And I know through my Plannerettes Inner Circle membership, we talk about journaling and noting down, because, my boys are growing up, and this one, he's 18, and, who knows when he'll move out. I don't want him to move out, but he's with less and less spending time with each other, because he's out with his mate, he's working, parties and everything else. So I want to be able to journal those things. So I'm going to be setting up this um, gratitude and victory log as well. So let me just pop that back. And then the other thing that I printed out as well is just plain, I don't know if you can see here. So it's like the old school books, the old exercise book. This is just this blue line with the red margin is just so reminiscent of the notebooks and exercise book that I was using back when I was in the Philippines when I moved to Australia when I was 10 with my family. So I went in the Philippines. I was kindergarten or year 1 to year 4 or grade 4. And so I remember the books like this, and it's just, I wish those books were still around. And I'm sure, I think there's some in some Japanese stationery stores, but it's just, it brings back memories. I don't know. I just love the look of it and writing in it. So the other thing that I've started doing as well is I'm going to add my journaling. So I have daily prompts for 31 days that I have, and then I just pick whatever the prompt is. So I think this one is write about a moment today that you want to capture. And I had a lunch date with my oldest son. And then this was from yesterday, or the 8th. My younger one was player of the day for his soccer. And so I want to go and print more things like this. So this is the printer that I use, or the label maker, is oh no, it's not that one. It's this one. So I have the affiliate link in the description. So this is the Nimbot B21 Pro, where it can print photo like this rather than just black and white ink. And I have like different photo printer paper. So this one's sort of like your, what do you call it? Polaroid style. And so it will print also just your normal labels, black. I think this one prints black and red label, as well as this sort of like the photo, old style photos. And so I want to do more journaling because I miss it, and I love the art of writing, and so I want to do that as well. So, thank you so much, Laura. Laura says, beautiful. Yeah, I'm like, and I bought so many. I bought so many different fountain pens at the same time that I bought the Hobonichi. Okay, because man, I get so highly influenced. I am my worst enemy when it comes to being influenced. Do I need this many fountain pens? No, of course not. I do not. And then if I in the end I find out that I actually like extra fine nib. So these are just your fine nibs, and with such a small narrow lines and small grid, they get too thick. So out of the ones that I use, these are the ones that are, the extra fine. And then if you follow me also on Instagram, where is it? There is it. Okay, so this I purchased, you saw my unboxing. I have an unboxing video of the Pilot Kakuno Madoromi fountain pen. This is not the nib that came with it. Okay, the nib that came with it is gold, which is this one here. And I just got ink everywhere. I think maybe I shouldn't open my the lid. Of course, I've got ink everywhere. So make sure when you are opening, do I have anything? Hang on a tick. I want to make sure that I don't. Oh, here's the here's the aftermath of me changing the nibs from yesterday. Let me just quickly clean this up, and I hope I didn't get any on my top. So yeah, so here I am thinking, oh yeah, I can change the nib, without protecting my desk, without protecting. So let me just make sure that when you open it, everybody, you're not like, it doesn't go and you open it so abruptly that ink will fly everywhere. So what I did yesterday I changed the nib. Here you go. As you can see, I had ink on my thumb, ink on my fingers, because I thought, oh yeah, I'll just, I had the paper towel with me, but what I did again is I pulled it, I jerked it, and so of course ink, flew everywhere, and making sure, look at me now. I got ink on my fingers. Okay, so the Kakuno fountain pen, Pilot fountain pen, you can interchange the nibs. Will that focus? I'll go, Marianne, just go back to your desk one. Okay, so you can interchange the nibs with this. You can also change it with, I think, the um, the Metropolitan. You can also interchange the Pilot Metropolitan and some other one that I don't have. So what I did is I changed the nib. Now both are actually fine. It says the size is fine, but this size here writes a little bit thinner. So like everything in this world, even though it'll say the same size, there'll be slight difference in, how it is. So that is what I did yesterday. I got ink everywhere, and oops, I got ink everywhere, and I got ink on the kitchen tile. So be warned, if you're going to play with fountain pen, wear an apron or wear dark clothes, or probably wear gloves. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, Tracy is also in the fountain pen obsession mode right now. Don't look, Tracy, because I'm not a good person to follow with that one, because it's just, yeah, I get your obsession right now. I know, it's like, oh, and of course you watch one video, one planner, and then they show you how nice it looks, and then it's like, oh, and then you go down the rabbit hole, and then you go, this one is a vanishing point. It's not the Pilot one. It's the let's have a look. Oh, my eyesight. It's in the description. So this one is capless, so it doesn't have a cap, and then it's just and then it's a little bit cheaper than the Pilot vanishing point. Although this one I think is the Versimo Pilot fountain one, and that's a nice extra fine nib as well. Girl, I got that Pilot too. Yes. And then I was going to go and get the other color as well. I went, no, stop. You don't need that many fountain pens. Although actually I do, because I'll leave one in here and I'll need one in here. Oh, and of course there is also the Kaweco Sport. That's this one. So I have the pink a Pilot ink in it, and that's colored there. So it's a nice fine, extra fine nib as well. So that's my obsession with the Pilot, the fountain pens. I'll try not to buy any more. Yes, would love that vanishing, but I refuse to pay that price. Yes, so this one is at I think $60 US. So this is the Mahjong one. And so yeah, so not as expensive, and it's from what I've heard of people who have both, it's comparable. So there you go. All right, so where are we? Let us go and actually do some setup for today. What was that? What was something was flying out. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. So if you want to see how I did this, okay, check the video from the other day. So this used to be this. Okay, that's how it started. So yeah, very reminiscent of my Bujo days, bullet journal days. So I had the dot pages, and so from that to that, and then I do also have different setup as well. But that's a sneak peek. But that'll be the upcoming weeks plan with me. So then something different to do each and every week. All right, so let's go look at the mood log. So again, the mood log is really important, to make sure that, what did I do? Let me have a look what I did. I'm going to continue the pink theme. Let me just, sorry. So I'm going to continue this pink theme here. Okay. And then, hey, look, the washi tape above me is similar. So I don't have a lot left of this one. I don't know. I think this was just from Kmart, a part of a pack of 10. So whatever washi tape you have. And then I just coordinate my, Tombow brush markers with it. So let me put that there so I'm not bending down. And then the way I've made this layout, it won't fit a full width of washi. So I'm going to go and tear it in half. So yes, let me know, what are you guys, do you have a different planner for 2026? Are you going to stick with the same one? Let me know. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just tearing the washi tape in half, and just, do it by hand. The tear itself it gives a nice effect. So yeah, let me know what planner you're going to be using for 2026. Are you sticking with what you currently have, or did you buy something new, or are you just watching first and seeing what everyone else is getting? Okay, so then I'm just going to add that there. So what I like to do is I like to continue the same theme for all my pages for the same week. So then I know they all go together. So let me pop this one here. And then just this is also a good opportunity for me to use up all the washi tapes I've collected throughout the years, especially the skinny ones. I don't normally use the skinny ones. And so I was very conscious of making the washi tapes, fit with whatever I have. Laura says, I still don't know. I'm running out of time. That makes me anxious. Still plenty of time. And you know what, Laura? A lot of times, well, apart from those that do sell out, I know that some, of course, some planners, sell out. But then sometimes those that don't, they get reduced. And so I remember, I think the reason why I had a couple of different Hobonichi weeks was, I think towards December they were reduced. So I'm going to use the Tombow for the Nosoke brush to do the date. So we have November 10th to, I think, 16th, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm just going to use the small fine tip brush. And then again, this helps me practice my, hand lettering. So I'm not the best yet, but of course, like anything, it takes time, practice, and some of the rule of broad strokes on the way down. It doesn't matter. Once it's all written down together, no one's going to notice that, oh, that lettering there is not right. So, a lot of us, don't like our own writing, just the same way that a lot of us don't like our own voice, but the more you hear it or the more you practice, the more you'll get used to it. Okay, so the Tombow that I'm using is the 772 in the blush. So I just like to add that little line at the top. And then for the date, I'm going to, so this is similar to the Hobonichi weeks this side. So you just go and I'm going to highlight for the days. And so the layout is, of course, a little bit different, as in it's longer, it's narrower because the weeks are, a different size. Let's quickly, okay. Let's quickly have a look. La, da, da. Marianne, I made a dupe of some of your planner sheets to test out if I like it or not. I do love your aesthetics. Yes, you have. Have you tagged me yet? And have you tagged Anne? Remember, we were going to keep you accountable. So thanks, Sheila. Yeah, so I remember that. So Sheila is new to the plannerettes. Just joined us a week, didn't you, Sheila? So appreciate you being here. Tracy says, I think I'm pretty set with my planners. It's pretty much the same as this year with a few changes, but I'm giving up journaling for next year. It just doesn't work for me. And no, Hobonichi. Yes, it's a lot of the times, we change our mind, and the season we're in is going to be different. So I'm glad that you were aware of that, Tracy. Sometimes I'm not aware of what my capacity is. Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you. Is this your first time in the live chat? Yay, it's so. I love it. I love it. Sitting here, meal planning in my personal rings, weekly planning in my Hobo weeks, and wondering what I want to do with my with my Happy Planner mini discs or personal rings might make the win for 2026. I bought Happy Planner Classic too, and Happy Planner Mini, and the big. Oh, I think I've tried them all. I've tried them all. Oh no! Oh no! Yes, you have to. Yes, you have to go and tag us. Hello, Sabrina. Nice to see you. I have a few new planners, including PPP. What's the PPP? Home Planner and Own Your Life. The Full Circle Planner have been my favorites. Oh, what's PPP? Please let me know. So it's so funny. It's like people think that uh, you're a planner, Marion. I'm a planner of just the things that I use. I'm not versed in all the different planners, and I don't think I want to know, because then I'll go and research it, and I'll probably fall in love with other planners, and I'll be like, no, I don't want to. All right, so I'm going to put, so like here, Monday, and then the dates. So Monday, Tuesday, and this is also because I did bullet journaling for 2 years, and just like any of the planners that I've used now, I get quite addictive and go and buy them all. So I've got like felt tip pens galore. I bought different brands, because the thing with felt tip pen is the nib do get worn out. And so Saturday, let me just make sure I'm writing this right, the correct dates. Okay, I think for the date I might use a 0.5, have it a little bit thicker. So we have, so yeah, so then this gives me an opportunity to actually use up all the planner stationery tools that I have purchased along the way, and because they're just sitting there not being used, and I get sad that I purchased all of these things and they're not even getting used. So just so then the days and the date, because they're so close together, just to make it stand out, I'm going to circle the date. Okay, so then that way they stand out against the days. Let's quickly have, oh, Tracy, thank you. I agree with you too. Positive changes. I love Marianne's style and planning. Look, a lot of times, I change so much, and I like getting inspiration from other planners and then make it my own. And that's the beauty, right? Just like Sheila Positive Changes said, is you get inspired and then you work out what works well for you, right? So really important. And then the other things that I like to do, because I have so many different gel pens. Let's have a look. I think I'll use the pink of this one. So this is the Kuretake Zig Clean Color Dot Marker. So in my Amazon US storefront, I have a list. So I have the fade pens, markers, and highlighters. So this one end is the dot marker, but the other end is a fine tip. And so, to just create, again, so it's not just boring old gray lines. This is when you want to go and embellish the lines. Now, You might go, oh, that takes so much time. So of course here I'm talking and embellishing at the same time. But this little thing here, where you are focusing in the moment, okay, you're creating your dash lines, you're making the lines colorful, you're adding color, you're adding nice hand lettering. This is a mindfulness activity. So what does mindfulness mean? Mindfulness just means, you know, focusing on the now. Because what happens with a lot of us who do get quite anxious, whether it's you get stressed out, or you worry about the past, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or you worry about the future like me. I've got my boys are growing young men, and you worry all the worries as a mom, or the worries as a daughter, of parents who are still quite very strong, but they yeah, I just don't want to think about those things. And so these type of things, your planning and embellishing is a great mindfulness activity. So not worry. So how you have I'm trying to have that um, flap out of the way. You know how you have breathing techniques, because the breathing techniques makes you focus on your breaths. Okay, so instead of having these, anxious thoughts that can drive you crazy, okay, find something that will where you have to focus in the moment. So me, I'm concentrating, making sure I create straight lines. I'm lining up my ruler. So I'm being mindful. I'm focusing on the moment. So mindful is the opposite of mindless, where sometimes you're just doing something for no particular reason. Um, yes, let's quickly have a look. Where are we? We have passionate penny pincher is PPP, a great home planner for chores for around the house, also budgeting and food planning. I love it. Hello, Irene, the budgeting mama. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. But no, you experiment and make it your own, which is beautiful. Exactly. So and really important to you get your own groove. So you sort of learn the rules, and then you can go and break the rules and create and be creative and make it your own. Irene says, I changed planner sizes as well. Left A5 for half letter and happy planner mini. Exactly, so we can change our mind. Who knows? Maybe when the Hobonichi goes on special, or if there's any left and they reduce them in January, maybe I'll just buy it for other things. But yeah, now that I know that, look, I get sad that there's unfinished planners. I with my bullet journaling days of the A5 bullet journal, I pretty much finished the whole book. And so what I'm doing is just the fine tip end of the Koretake Z Clean Color Dot, because I use the dot markers for my habit tracking so often that poor fine tip gets neglected. So today you're not getting neglected. We are going to use you to highlight the lines and the dividers. So then that way, pop-up color. So you could be doing this while you're watching me, or if you find that you haven't done it with your current pages and you just need that 5 minutes to just focus on something that's not the past or the future that might be worrying you, go look at your pages now and just go, you know what, maybe for the next 1 minute, 2 minutes, or however long it takes to create your lines, roll up your pages. That's a great way for you to just take your mind off the worry. We're not ignoring the worry. We're just giving ourselves some breathing space. Because what happens sometimes is if you let it fester, it can just snowball, you know. It can just, oh, I hate when I get into that type of thinking, and then suddenly then you worry something else comes up, you worry about something else, and it's not a great feeling. I know, because I've been there, and it's just, yeah, you just go, you know, you start to question everything, your worth, your value. And a lot of times that's because you're tired, you know, you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Okay, so there we go. So for this is for, like I said, this is going to be for my mood log, and I'll be using Kina print stickers. So this character from Kina is Lola, and when I had fringe or bangs, I look like her. Oh, I have to add one for Sunday. And so what I did, so she has digital versions. I'll make sure to pop the link in the description. She has digital versions as well as physical stickers that you can order from her. So I just purchased the digital. What I did is I printed it on, these are actually packaging, you know, stickers for your labels for your parcels. And then, so I printed it on sticker paper, sticker back paper, and then I used my Silhouette cutting machine to kiss cut. So kiss cut means it kisses, it just cuts the top of the paper but not the backing. See? So it's just mwah, kiss cut. And so I arranged it on an A4 size sticker paper. So I arranged individual Lola sticker, and then have it be able to cut a personal size planner dimension. And then all I do is I go and so I think four will fit. Four of these will fit on an A5 size paper. And so I just print different, you know, different ones. There's emotions, productivity, events, cleaning, tasks. And so I have purchased, I think I started purchasing from her 5 years ago. So I've collected a few along the way. And so what I do here, I've divided it. So I've used my, my labels have now, what do you call it, faded. But what I did on the first page is I put all the stickers. So these are all the emotion sticker. And then the next set, this is my productivity, savings when I was homeschooling my youngest son, working. And so I stuck all the different ones at the front. So then I'll know, instead of flicking through all of it, I'll know, where's that sticker at? Which section? Okay, and then the next one is self-care, my self-care stickers. And then the back is cleaning and occasions. So what I would do is, let's say if I'm feeling good, so I wake up, the questions I ask myself when I write down my mood log is, how do I feel? Like in the moment, all right? How do I feel? Let's see. I feel, let's have a look. See, I've run out of some of the other ones that I use regularly, so I have to cut some more. So a lot of, see, this is when I used to feel angry. A lot of the times my emotions were not regulated. I would throw a lot of tantrums, and I would cry a lot. I would feel sad. So yeah, or I'll feel, what else is there? I'd feel anxious. So a lot of these emotions were the sort of feelings that I had for a long time before I discovered how planning and taking the time to look after myself. So it's not that I no longer get angry or get frustrated or get sad or have low moments. I still have them, especially, going through perimenopause. But I bounce back a lot quicker because of this, because of setting up my planner, putting creativity, enjoying this moment, and then also logging my mood, making sure I'm looking after myself by having self-care activities, and just being aware. I'm not perfect, and it's not about being perfect or not, being happy all the time, but you can have both. You can be sad, frustrated, angry, but also have fun, have joy. And so it's trying to find those balance in my day, and this is the sort of things that help. So here I will write how I feel and why I feel that way. And in this section, I will write, what can I do today to make myself feel better? So then I'm being intentional in the things to help me cope. So if I'm not having a good day in the morning, I wake up maybe cranky with the migraine, then I am going to give myself a little bit of grace, a little bit of kindness and permission not to put too much on my plate. And if you've got a full to-do list and you know you're not feeling well emotionally, physically, or mentally, then you got to ease, you got to ease up on yourself and not be so go go. It's not go 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 all the time. So here I'm gonna I had a mood little graph, so just visually, because I'm a visual learner, so it really helps me know that, oh, okay, on that day I was feeling a little bit low. And so what happens when you do start logging your mood is you start to see patterns. And so when you start seeing patterns, you can anticipate how you're going to feel, and then you can then adjust your plan. So instead of trying to do 10 things, you're only going to do one, you're only going to do two. So it's really, really important that logging your mood in the morning helps you respond to it rather than react. I was very reactive when I first, was really moody, and because I can get really down on myself and have low thoughts and low moments. And so by being aware of how you're feeling gives you that opportunity to go, oh, Marianne, oh, you're not feeling well today. Okay, well, take it easy. Instead of trying to do 10 things, just do one thing, okay? And then after that one, see how you go. See how you have to start talking kindly to yourself, because, we are our worst critic. And if we're not looking after ourselves, guess what? We're not going to be well. We're not going to be emotionally, physically, or mentally well. Okay, so for my mood, I like to have a little color coding. Now, it's not that I'm happy all day. It's not that I'm sad all day. It's just what was the pressing emotion that day. So for me, green is great, orange is good, yellow is meh, neither here nor there. Blue is tense or anxious, and then pink or red is when I'm sad or angry. Okay, so again, it's not about that I'm that I'm happy all day. No, I'm not happy all day, or that I'm sad all day. It's just when I look back and reflect at the end of the day, how did I feel? What was the most pressing? And you know who taught me this? My son. So when my oldest son was 8 years old, he wanted to do bullet journaling. So I bought him a Luxton 1917 A5 planner, and he started bullet journaling with mom. And so we do, he created his own little habit tracker for the stuff he would do. And then what did he say? Oh, yeah. I said, oh, how do I feel? I said, oh, I feel a little bit angry. And he's gone, but mom, you only felt angry for the last half hour. Didn't you have a good day? So from an 8-year-old boy, I went, you know what? You're right. Because that was my pattern. My pattern was only concentrating on the negative, the bad thing that happened in the day, and forget about all the other good stuff. And so the mood log here is not that I'm happy all day. So here, not that it was great or good all day, or it was a great day. It's what stood out. Okay, for those of you whose mood might be up and down, you can I've done it in the past where I will have morning, how I felt in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, especially if you are one that is trying to work through any emotional or mental, challenges that you might want to go and, log your moods for the different times of the day. So, whatever again suits your current situation, make it fit your lifestyle. So, because I know some people go, how, but I'm not happy all day, or I'm not sad all day. It's like, then log yourself a morning, afternoon, and evening. All right. So Sabrina says, thank you for creating this space to create during this hour. You're a blessing beyond measure. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that really. And I think what it is too is, I know, look, I'm just speaking for myself. And because I am talking about emotional and mental well being, what I share here is just from my own personal learning, what I'm doing for myself to help me work through my own emotions. And so it's not, I have gone through therapy in the past as a mum of a child who's special needs. So it took a toll on me. I had burnt out because I was homeschooling him for 4 years. And as he's getting older, as a teenager, also hormones and all that different stuff, we just, yeah, it was very difficult for both of us trying to manage our emotions. So really important that if you are not if the planning, if the self-care, if the all the different well-being stuff that you do on a daily basis is not working, and you're finding yourself still in low moments, I highly recommend seeking professional help. Because if we're sick physically, we go see a doctor, right? We have no qualms about seeing a doctor if our wrist is hurting, or our back is hurting, or if we sprained our ankle. Yet somehow, um, you know, when we're not well mentally or emotionally, we power through it. It's like you would not walk on a strained ankle. If you've twisted your ankle, you would not walk on it. You'd put your feet up, you'd rest, right? But somehow, because we cannot physically see that we're sad, or we're self-doubt, our limiting beliefs, our negative thoughts, our comparison, our imposter syndrome thoughts, or that I've got to care for everybody else and there's no time for to care for me, we push through. And then that's how we burn ourselves, and that's how we break. Okay. And I had that mental breakdown in 2023, and it's not nice. And that's why each and every week I try and find ways to ensure that I am looking after myself and adding the joy and adding the fun. I mean, who doesn't love looking at a pretty planner page? And it's not as if it's like this all the time. For those of you who've been with me for a long time, you've seen me have pages where um, it's not looking good. It's empty, and that's okay too, because you know why? Because something more important needed my attention, and that is um, looking after myself, taking a nap, or just watching my shows on the couch. Maybe eating a bowl of chips. Okay. All right. So there we go. This week. So this part here, I just use that as like a summary. So what was my summary for this week? Mood wise, this week hasn't been too bad at all. I did catch myself having some negative thinking, but I was able to reframe it as well, as and see the positive things. I'm still not making major decisions, I'm still taking it easy. Okay, so no major decisions, because that's one of the things my husband and I is like, when we're not well, whether it's physically or mentally. So at the moment, I'm having just the mental burnout. I'm not making any major decision. you know yes, there's things that I should be looking at, but no major decisions when you're not well. When you're not well. Let's have a look. Sheila Positive Changes says sometimes all we need is someone to listen. I appreciate you reminding us of this. Exactly. And we can have people around us, but we can feel so lonely, and in a world where, well, people now, when we had that lockdown and then people stayed in, it's like no one actually, the thing is, right, that is a major traumatic thing for a lot of people, not being around workmates or your friends. And so I don't think anyone's really addressed us coming back into the world. It's like, there's so many things. That's, how they say. Well, I think it's been proven not to be factual, true that that it takes 21 days for us to build a habit. We were in lockdown for a number of years, and so suddenly it's like, okay, everyone, you're allowed to go back out into the world, but no one's talked about the emotional and mental trauma that could have affected us. And so it's sort of like having to learn how to walk again and get ourselves out there. Look, for me, my husband was sort of like, oh, we like being indoors, but that's detrimental to my emotional well-being, because I'm not getting myself out there, and that's why I think I like this platform, is that I get to share this time with you all. Okay, so that's what the mood log is. So that this is before, sorry, after the pen, what it would look like. And then I think for this I used my Mahjong uh, vanishing point pen. Again, I've linked the Amazon US storefront, so if you want to check it out, it's comparable to the Pilot vanishing point, but doesn't have the price tag. Okay, I think this was inspired, me getting it was inspired by Kina prints, and I'm thinking I may get the other barrel, like a silver or a gold. I don't know. No buying, no more buying, no more buying fountain pens. Okay, so for the other thing that I also created is my daily, which is similar to the one I was using. It's just narrower lines and smaller grid. So it's got the time blocking, and then it's got the 3 columns for me to add my top priority, my to-dos, and my notes. And again, I continue that what do you call it? Embellishment, the pink. Okay, and then the heading here. So I've continued. So I want to create the same theme for the whole days of the week. So I like to plan my days as I go. So again, something I look forward to, because then if I set it all up at the beginning, then I have nothing to look forward to on the Wednesday or the Thursday. Okay, so, and then I've just got my today clear divider tab. So if you're new here, these are made from laminated sheet. I just cut it to size, added a tab, and then use my Dymo letter tag label maker. So check out my channel for just put how to do clear divider tabs. So I show you how to make it for personal and A5, as well as the Happy Planner Classic as well. All right, so let me have just a drink of water. If you are, of course, liking what I'm sharing so far, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I really would appreciate it. There's a few of us here right now, and I would love to see that thumbs up number go up. Beep, clip. I really appreciate it. It helps my channel a lot. And of course, if you also saw my YouTube community post, I ticked over past the 13,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So I want to just thank you and for all the love that you send, and when you come in and share, join me for my live and watch my shorts, the podcast, and the videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So yeah, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for that like. I appreciate that. Okay, so then the next one that I'm doing is the gratitude and victory log. we need to start focusing on the things going right in our lives. Not that everything's going to go right all the time, but what happens is our brain actually focuses on the things that is placed in front of us. So if you're always thinking of all the things that's going wrong in our life, it's going to see everything that's going wrong. You know how we always go, oh well, everything bad happens in threes. I used to think that. I've stopped thinking that now, because then I don't want to anticipate. It's not that nothing bad will happen, but it's not what I'm going to focus on. I want to focus on the good things that's going to happen. Okay, so let me just put all my clear divided tabs back, so then I know where they're at. I love how it makes a difference. So that's the before the pen, and then boom. I just love seeing, I love seeing, all the different writing. And then the writing itself, the art of writing is really important. All right, so where were we? The gratitude. And so this was this week, November 3rd to the 9th, and then put some photos in there. And so it's nice to flick back. So we are going to do this week. And I'm going to continue the same theme again. So this is similar to the mood log. So I'm just going to go and use my Tombow 772 blush. But let me show you. So here, because it already has like the blue line, see how it's dashed lines? So very reminiscent of, notebooks, school notebooks or exercise book, and then the red margin. Okay, so here it's already like that notebook effect. And then what I did is I just created a border. And then see here, it looked like that the page is turning up. I love that effect. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you, so it looks like it's from a torn spiral notebook. So I think that's the closest I can go. Pencil, grab yourself a pencil. So you can do this on any lined, or well, really any grid or lined page. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do it where what do you call this? No, actually here. So what you'll do is, I might actually zoom in so you can see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make it look like this page has been torn off a spiral notebook. So we're going to, every second line, I'm going to do it here. Every second line, we're just going to create a circle. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. So try and keep them the same, but that's okay if they're a little bit wonky. Okay. Yep. So I think, is that, look, we're going to go with it. I was going to say maybe every third line. Maybe every third line. Let's have a look. I think that's just too much. Too much. See? Planning in real time. I think so depending on, of course, how wide the lines are, that's just, for me, every line, the circle in every line was just too close together. So let's do it every third line, okay? So two spaces in between. It's going to be up to you how far apart you want these little circles. So essentially these little circles are the hole punch that is part of the notebook, okay? So let's do this, circle, 1, 2, circle, 1, 2, circle, 1, 2, circle, 1, 2, circle. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, I like that pen. This one, this is a, it's a Tombow blend, Tombow, can't see, let me see. Zebra. So zebra blend. If lucky lady, if this is the one that you're talking about, this is the Zebra Blend 4S Plus. Okay, so you've got black, red, green, and blue. And then the little clip is actually the thing that, so if you push it down, okay, then the lead pencil, mechanical pencil comes out. Okay, so you got 4 ink I did lose the rubber tip somewhere on the floor. But this here, the little clip, is what makes the lead pencil come out of its little thing. And then the ink, oh look, I'm getting ink everywhere. Oh no. Oh well. So the refills are very thin, so then that way you can fit five of them in there. Okay, so I use the pencil for that one. All right, so I'm going to zoom out so you can see what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pick, I think I like the other one better. Where is, because these fine liners that I have, because I have used them for quite a while. Where is the 3? I've used them. The nib of them is blunt and it's feeling scratchy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So to make it look like it's torn, sorry, I shouldn't have zoomed in and out. To make it look like it's torn, we're going to outline. I'll try and explain this. Outline the edge, okay, and then we make it go out towards the circle. Outline the circle. Once the felt tip, you will see what I'm doing. Okay, so essentially, look, make this little, or make these little lines probably best. So it's like as if that's the torn bit of the page. Okay, so if you just go and create 2 lines meeting up with that circle, and then when we trace it, have a look. Yes, it's a pencil, four pens, 4 ink, and a pencil. So Zebra Blend 4+ S, because there's also 4 without the plus, and then it's only the 4 ink. So make sure it's the one that says 4+ S, and that's the pencil, because there's another version where it's just the ink. Okay, so have a look. What I'm going to do, let me take it out of the ring. All right, so I'm going to outline, make sure my hand's not in the way, outline the edge, and then that 2 little circle, make the circle, don't join it up, and look what happens. It looks like it's a torn page from a notebook. Okay, just follow the little pencil lines you've created. And just this again, you know, adding a little border to any box frames you have in your planner, or you can just create it, will make that part of your planner stand out. So if you're maybe journaling, or if you're, you know, your to-do list, or your shopping list, or your cleaning list, and you have one big page, you can create a border around it to highlight that area. And again, all this tracing is a mindfulness activity. Okay, let me just show you the full one. Okay, and then outline the bottom, and we're going to make the corner curl up. So all you do to make it look like it's curling up, so instead of doing the right angle, just create a curve. Okay, create a curve like that. We'll come back to it in a second. And then let's just outline. And guess what? It's okay if it's all, see how it's the line is all like wonky. Look, you can use a ruler if you want, but it actually adds character when it's a little bit, you know, it's like as if the page has been, you know, crumpled. There we go. Trying to now that is cool, the border, yes. Okay, and look, and then here just add a little triangle like this, or like a little peach bottom, right? Little peach bottom. And now it looks like the page is curling up, and then it looks like you know, it's not just, it makes it more instead of 2D, it makes it a little bit more 3D. Okay, and then grab yourself. So this one is the N95. Hello, Erica. I love this. Let's have a look. Lucky Lady says, now that is cool, the border. Tracy says, love this. Erica, love that. Marianne, yes. Yeah, and then this brings me back, to my bullet journal day. So we're like creating a hybrid. So whatever planner page you have, you can create this, right? Just draw a rectangular area. You saw in this one of mine, from the silent plan with me. Okay, look, just a little rectangular, create some, plaid or check mark. Again, look, there's the tiny little turned up page there, turned up page here. And look at that, this one didn't, but create little hashtags or whatever. It just creates a nice effect. And then to make it even more pop on off the page, grab yourself a gray marker, and then you're going to create a shadow. So for my shadow, I'm going to make it look like that the light is coming from this side, so which means it's going to create the shade, the shadow on the bottom, as well as on the right hand side of the page. Okay, and then if you want it to stand out even more, go over it again and make the gray shadow a little bit darker. Okay, there you go. Look at that. That looks nice. That looks really nice. Hello, plannerettes. I snuck in eavesdropping while I'm starting Sunday chores and getting my energy up this morning. Nice to see you. Wow, you make it look so easy. It didn't turn out that way for me. Look, it didn't turn out that way for me at the beginning. All right, so never be harsh on yourself, especially if this is your first time trying it. I've made, like, I will practice on a post-it note. So the more you practice, the better you're. Like, if you look at all the lovely planner accounts that you follow, if you ever look back at their very first planner page, it doesn't look the way it does now. You will evolve through time. You will create, especially, when if you're not doing it with a ruler, it can get wobbly, but I like the wobbliness. But the thing is, those little imperfections just stand out because there's nothing else on it. But once you have, writing over it, you put stickers, you put washi tapes, and you put pictures, or, even junk journaling or whatever it is that you can, it'll stand out. And then even this bit here, if I wanted, I can create a shadow underneath that. Doesn't really matter, but then it just makes it look like it's also, popping off the page. Okay, so there we go. Right, and then we're going to continue again the washi theme, the same washi tape. So again, I'm just going to tear with my finger and cut in half, tearing it. And do you know what I love? I love when I get through a washi tape and it gets to the end, because then it's like, yay, I've finished a roll of washi tape, because, I have so many that I'm not even using, Okay, so there we go. That will match up nicely. And yeah, once you start adding things to your page, Lucky Lady, remind me again what your first name is. I think you've told me, but sometimes brain fog. Okay, and then where's my skinny washi? Right, we're going to put the skinny washi tape over there, and then I'll put the dates up here. Yeah, that will look super cute on a post-it note, right? So embellish your post-it notes. Let's have a look. There we go. That looks nice. And then let's grab our Tombow Fudonosuke. They're all blending, all blending toward next to each other. Okay, all right. So again, and this is what I want you to know. Your handwriting, look, I'm my worst critic, but your writing is beautiful. It's just the same way like when we listen to our recording of ourselves, we don't like our voice. It's just because we don't see hear it all the time, in that because when we hear our voice, the audio goes through the internal eardrum, right? And so it vibrates differently, and then from when you hear yourself on a tape or on a video, it's the same way that when you look, because you don't, you're not always necessarily, you're looking at your writing in the same way that when you're being critical about it. Okay, there we go. What's next? That looks good, that looks good. Okay, let's do the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the beauty about embellishing your planner pages weekly like this is you can change. You can change the layout. You can change the color. So many. Oh, it's just so many things you can do. Let me just put a circle so then that just stands out. So even like making a circle border. Oops. Whoops, whoops. A circle border around the date, that just makes it something different. Look at that. That could all be blending in, but just putting a circle around it. Because I normally would use like numbered stickers, but I don't have like the full numbered stickers anymore because I use different colors. So which one was I using? This one. So this one, instead of using a ruler like I did here, I'm just going to use, again, the border, the felt tip. Okay. And then again, it doesn't matter that it's all not straight. And we'll make the corner of that flip again and curve. Okay. And I'm trying not to breathe, so then I can do a straight line. It didn't work. And whoop, did it? And this one, Casey. Thank you, Casey. And this one, yeah, it's sort of like when you're trying to do it without the pencil outline, it can it can play on your minds like, what am I doing again? So if you just remember, if you're creating a torn page look, okay, so start with the circle. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Am I going blind? Here it is. Okay, so well, first of all, start with the border. So here we go. Here's on a Post-it note. Okay. And then that turned up. Okay, so start with circles first. Because you can even just leave it at that, like as if it's, like for your ring binder. That could be enough as is, all right? And then you can create pretend that's a straight margin. And then towards the circle, just create 2 lines, right? 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines. And then just to help you visualize it, just erase the tiny little line in between those 2. Just so then when you're tracing it, it's going to make a little bit more sense. And then you just follow the outline. Yeah, so it takes practice, because you're sort of going to go, because your brain will naturally not want to follow the torn pages, and then that's how you would do it on a Post-it note, but a lot neater. Okay, see, that's in itself. Imagine if you put get milk, even like tiny little Post-it note, pretty it up. And then that, you know, some might go, oh, what a waste of time, a minute or 2 minutes of just drawing line. But for those of us who need that time to focus on the something now, that is that mindfulness activity and that break from what we're doing, that little self-care is so important. It's our little reset. Okay? So don't worry about what everybody else is saying, because I'm sure I've gotten a lot of that. It's like people will go, you know, you can just use an Excel spreadsheet for your habit tracker. Yes, I know. Or you can just use your calendar on your phone. Yes, I know. And it's not that I don't use them either. It's just this is so, you know, if any of those people say to you, that's a waste of time, find out what they do. Like, you know, a lot of the ones that somehow make comments like that are the men. You know, it's like, you know, you can use an Excel spreadsheet. And I could easily say, so do you play golf? Do you go fishing? I mean, you know, you can buy fish at the grocery store or the fishmongers. Why are you going out there fishing? Why are you playing golf, just hitting a ball? That's their time. That's their self-care. For us, this is our self-care. So it's important. Now, what did I do? Oh, yep, I'm going to add that little dash line. So I'm going to go back to my pink, just so then to define the different days, just like I have on here. Okay, I used an orange to match that. So I'm just going to go and do a dash line. And then if you want to take even more of a mindfulness activity, make the dash line really small, you know. And remember, this is our self-care. For those of us, of course, who like to embellish our planners. For some who like go, nope, that's not me, find something else that you are going to find joyful, that you're going to find relaxing, that you're going to find, you know, brings you that little bit of creativity, give you that joy. Okay. But for me, who have loved stationery for as long as I can remember when I was a little girl, and back then, you know, not that we were the poorest of the poor, but you know, we couldn't. My mum wouldn't buy, the erasers that have the nice smell. So I still remember when we would go into the city. So my mom, my younger brother, and I, dad would be working. We'd go into the city of the province we were living at back in the Philippines, and then I would go to the Japanese stationery stores and find all these wonderful pens and markers that I would just, you know, admire from afar. And I think this is where my love for it, now that I'm an adult and I can afford it. So, you know, buy myself so many, you know, fountain pens that I don't need. Let's quickly have a look what Casey says. I love the aesthetic of your page. It is cute and minimalistic. I don't like too many stickers either. Look, Casey, I love stickers, but I'm just for me, not. I have this thing of I don't know yet. I'm going to say yet how to place them on my page, because I just think for me it's like I don't know how, you know, because I think it's planning with Bumble. I love how she sets up her happy planner pages. But I think with stickers too is you got to buy a lot of stickers, and so and they can get very expensive. So I buy my colorful markers, and I create my own pages. All right, so then that's that one. Can I pop in any sticker at all? I don't. Maybe I might pop this little guy. So this was from Dazo. I can't find him in this little bear and kitty cat anymore, and so I'm like, there's a few per little drawing, but yeah, I don't know where, and I don't remember the name of it, so because I took the packaging. So I think I'm going to have here this one that's sitting down. So I might pop him in the corner just to add, come on, I don't want to tear the whole thing out. Yeah, they've been stuck together. So yeah, so if you are a minimalistic, just adding one tiny little sticker in the corner. Oh, it's from the top. Okay, you can go back there. Is that just one? Yes, that's just one. Um, um, let's pop him up here. Let's pop him up there with the kitty cat. Okay, there we go. That's ready. So this one here is for my gratitude and victory log. So each day, because it's only a few lines, so don't have to worry about trying to write an essay, or for the times when I may not feel like writing too many things. I just write, what I'm grateful for, what was a win, and then this side is just any moments from the week that I want to capture. Okay, so here I wrote about my oldest son finished his last exam of high school. So he's finished his 13 years of school, done, exams are over. He's now just taking it easy. And then I also printed extra ones of these. And so this is where I'm going to do a little bit more memory keeping and journaling. And then, what do you call this? Dig out my stamps. So I also purchased stamps. Gosh, all the stuff I purchased along the way that I'm not using. And so this is giving me the opportunity to use up the stationery that I have neglected for a while. And so this is a BGM clear stamp folder. So you've got the little plastic sheets that you put your different stamps in. So again, I've collected these stamps that I don't even think I've used this one. Look, doesn't even have any ink on it. And this is for reading and letter writing. What's this one? So I'm going to have the opportunity to go and use this. And so, yep, so this one here, the little floral stamp. And then at the back, it has a little pocket to put your blocks. So then that one was that, whoops, that little stamp there. And then I just use my Tombow to color it in. So for the next few weeks, as I go and play with these planner printables, so I'm most likely going to release this probably either tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my free email newsletter, I've just popped the link there. And so I haven't done this week's yet. It normally comes out my Sunday, your Saturday for those in the US, because I thought I would have this ready, but I found something that wasn't lining up in one of the planner printables. So what I will have, and again, you don't have to use this, but if you want to have this sort of like style printables in your personal size. So this is for mood logging. This one is for daily planning with a time block. And then this one is for gratitude log. And then also with like the line page. I think I'm going to offer them as a bundle instead of individually. So then you can pick and choose which one you want to print. So that's the personal size. So let's just do a quick recap. So this is for mood log, the pink setting, pink theme. That was last week, sort of like the black and stripe checkered with the gold highlights. And then this is my today. Let's see, this was previous week. So really, this one is just the daily task. So I'm not too fussed with too much embellishing on it because it's just really, right as I go. But I still add washi tapes to it, and then see how the border, again, just add border and look to make it look like it's being pegged on something. That's when I reached 13,000 subscribers on the 6th of November. And some of them are blank because I didn't do anything, or I was busy doing other things. Okay, so that's the daily printable. And then this is my gratitude log. Look at that, that looks so cute. I can't wait to write down just thoughts It doesn't have to be, sometimes it's just I'm sitting here writing in my book, doing nothing, or playing with my pens and markers. Okay. So a lot of times when we think of journaling, there has to be something profound, you know. Sometimes it's just, I ate a sandwich today at 3 o'clock when, I worked too hard and I didn't take a break. Something just trivial. It doesn't have to be a long Jane Eyre type of writing. So make it your own. So that's that one. So let's quickly have a look. So that's in my personal planner. Let me pop that. And so the weekly, so I think I'm going to be in this until the end of the year. So create my weekly spread. Again, Hobonichi. Well, it's not Hobonichi because this bit here is, not Hobonichi, because the Hobonichi is columns, but with frames already pre-printed and you just outline it. So there's that spread. I won't show what the other spread looks like because I'm going to keep you guessing, although you'll probably seen the pictures already anyway. So there's that one, and then there's this one. So I'll show you how I'm going to use that. So there's, I think, 4 different layouts, and again I'll offer this as a bundle. Rather than individual. So then, yeah, you can pick and choose. So for the moment, for my one, right, I haven't printed on the back of it because I'll print whichever, I'll probably continue with this layout again next week because I don't want to change it too much unless something else changes. So here I've got my running to-do list, and then I can now mark off. So my 5 o'clock YouTube live stream, that's us there now. And then I could go and cross off things as I go. My notes, my cleaning task, my workout. I need to do some workout. My focus, area of focus, and then of course the to-dos up there. So let's quickly have a look at the chat. Lisa says, what are those gorgeous clear dividers from? I made them. They are made, well, this one is made from document envelopes. You know, the ones that you put your, let me see if I can find it. Can I find it? Can I find it? I don't think I have it handy. No. So these ones are, like document envelopes. So it's like that you put your, paper in so then they don't get messed up. So I just cut it to size in A5 size, or the other one is in personal size, or these ones are made from laminated sheet. So just run the laminating pouches through the laminate, without anything in between it. So I have, what is this one? Glossy finish. And this one is matte. So it's a little bit cloudier. So what happens is if you run it through the laminating machine, then of course it gets, stiff instead of floppy. And then I cut it to size, made it a little bit wider. So then to create the tabs, you can create side tabs, top tabs, bottom tabs. So if you just, I'll make sure to add it in the description, but just look in my channel and put clear divided tabs. There's a few different ones there, how to make divided tabs for pocket, for personal, A5, and Happy Planner Classic. And I show you how to measure it. So then if you want to create, instead of maybe 4 tabs on the side, you want to create 6. I'll show you how to do that. Just got to need a calculator so then you can figure out how to measure. Okay, so and then Erica says it kind of looks like an adaptation of the FC5 choices layout. Oh, Franklin Covey, is that right? Franklin Covey. Yeah, so a lot of these things too is my the bullet journal style as well. If it helps, ladies, I've been keeping up with my fitness goals by using Monica Fit's HIIT workouts on YouTube. They range from 10 to 30 minutes with or without weights. Yeah, so I have, I'm actually going to start a challenge, using the Strong app, which is Lisa and Romaine, they're a British couple. And so I've got the app, and they've got a 6-week challenge to try and help us with the not well look, it's yeah, the losing weight and fitting into my clothes is the thing that I want to try and make sure. So just make sure, if you do want to check out any of the things that I'm using, links in the description. These printables are not available yet because I'm still testing it. I want to make sure that they are, working properly, because when I first printed it, the very first draft, I only had, divided into 6. So instead of 7 days of the week, I only had 6, and I was like, oh. And so I had to go back to the drawing board. So I want to make sure before I release any of my printables, I do a test of it first. So then, it prints properly, that it's working out well. So probably by Tuesday or Wednesday. So Erica, Tracy says, thanks, Erica. And yes, FC Franklin Covey. I've never looked into Franklin Covey again because I'm too afraid that I'll get, fall into a rabbit hole that I don't want to go into. But so of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you do. Help me get over to the next milestone. Again, of course, the subscriptions and all that stuff nowadays is, if you're a content creator, they say it doesn't matter as much, but it's still nice to see, that my subs are crawling up higher. Yes, welcome, Tracy. Excellent. All right, so I've got a question for you. Please, live plannerettes, and those, of course, watching on replay, make sure you also participate and type it in the comments. What page or layout are you most excited to use this week? For me, I think I'm excited about the my weekly spread. Okay, so I'm excited to fill it in, cross out the things that I've included, and then fill out more things here if I do, and just really the habit trackers there, so all on the one page. So let me know in the chat right now, what page in the system that you have do you like? With your weekly page, do you daily, do you want to do your journaling, your habit trackers? Make sure to type it in the chat, fill up the chat, so then I can show your answers on the screen when we say our goodbyes. And then make sure that whatever you're doing, whether it's planning, embellishing your cover, your planner pages, do something for yourself. Make yourself a top priority, whether that's drinking more water, having time to read, do whatever hobbies that you have. Please do not put yourself last, or not even, omit yourself off that to-do list. You should be one of the first top 3 priorities, because if you're not well, then you can't look after everybody else, or you can't do the task to your best ability. Okay, so I appreciate you all so much. Say goodbye in the chat, so then I can pop your comment up on the screen. I appreciate you all so much. I will see you next week, or probably somewhere along the way. Maybe I'll go do another impromptu lives. Okay, bye, plannerettes. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down, down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. And I don't even care, no, I don't even care anymore. It's like we're losing all track of time. I just got one thing on my mind. Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around. So